Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. Like I did say, Women Wednesday. And Women Wednesday usually focuses on talking about issues that has to do with women. One of the biggest African phenomena when it has to do with women, or one of the biggest African mindsets when it has to do with women, is this language that my Yoruba people will call mò ń jìyà torí àwọn ọmọ mi ni. Our mothers, they say èrè tó wà in marriage, or the benefit, basically, the reward is the children. And basically, the idea, the concept of bearing everything because of your children is embedded deep in tradition. I don't want to call it culture, in tradition. And so year on year, you find more mothers telling you that I'm doing it because of my children. Oh, I lived for my children. Oh, I cannot do without my children. Every time they go out, it's all about their children. So they don't do this. Oh, the reason I had to resign my job was because of my child, of my children. The reason I had to do this was because of my children. So at the end of the day, you have done everything for your children. Your children now grow up. The natural expectation of a human being is, I did this for you so that you can do the same for me. You've done this for yourself. The children did not ask for it. You did it. They grew up. They want to live their lives, go about their normal activities, make friends, start a new life, start a journey of their own. And then they have this baggage. As a matter of fact, I don't want to call it baggage, this luggage that has been pre-packed for them before they got to that level, that apparently they have been nurtured and trained to know that they must carry everywhere they go, called their mother. Why? She did everything, sacrificed everything because of her children. It now becomes a question: do you live for something else, or just because of your kids? There's a popular story around town that, of course, we'll be discussing this morning. But let me quickly welcome Auntie Wemi for joining us on the Bumper Breakfast this morning.
Good morning.
I thought I was the off-shoulder person. Why are you showing your yellow?
If you've got it, you flaunt it. You do it. Protect it. Protect it. Flaunt it.
Kí ló ṣàwọn náà?
Hello.
I'm the
everybody.
master of off-shoulder wearing business. When did you want to? Why did you decide to join me in this off-shoulder thing? What?
We are allowed to test the waters.
Oh, this is you testing the waters.
So when you test the water, you feel how,
Oh, so you're
and
testing
you
the
know if you
waters
can
with that's why some people are doing like this,
sail
like this,
or
like this, like this behind this.
not.
You're testing the waters with
I'm
your
actually
shoulder.
doing some things deliberately. I'm breaking off the norm. However, in a safer
That's why you are.
zone.
That's why you are doing all back. It's very unlike you. You are doing all back. It's very unlike you. The other things that you are doing, we can sense it. You are mixing gold with silver. You used to do that one before. We are noting all the things that you are doing.
You don't know that the day you discover yourself is the day you begin to live. Yes.
So are you saying that some people are not doing?
Stop being predictable. Women, we are too predictable.
As
That's
a people,
another
right?
gist. Like, yes.
We are very
A lot of
predictable.
people are
and
boxed.
I said that thing.
They
You know, I
boxed
said that thing
us.
yesterday. I said to a friend of mine who decided to call me. I'm sure Enito will kill me for this. Decided to call me at about 10:30 to 11. And I was like, Enito, you know when he said, I said, you men are so wicked. And you know when I was saying you men are so wicked, but I said we gisted for a while. I said, Enito, you men are wicked. I said, and the problem, the reason why it's a man jealous is because women are predictable.
Yeah, we need to stop being predictable as women, really. That's why we are not, to some extent, we've handed some power over to the men. As intelligent as we are, as, strong as we may be, but still not in control. Because men, they know it. Just one tiny button, you're off. So stop being predictable. Change your strategy. Change your ways.
Auntie Wemi wants to teach you. It's not me that is saying it. Let me just tell you. That's because, don't you know that it is they say it's a matter of pride for a man to be able to predict his wife.
Well, it's a matter of pride for a man, but that's for the one who is using it to, who meant well. We have a lot of people who use, when a woman is predictable to some extent, you can only predict her weaknesses. Most men don't predict their strength. Most, not all.
That's
So they use their
true.
weaknesses
To
against
judge
them
them
to be able to have their way, and
no,
women
no.
could be,
Don't say to judge them alone, not to be able
we
to
could be
have their,
very
I think to be able
reactionary
to
too.
manipulate
Exactly.
them.
So we'd be very reactionary. So it's our reactions they see, and then they won't know who is pressing the bell, pressing the
So
button.
they actually think somebody is.
So it's
person.
just best you switch at times.
I think you should just be the best that you can be at all
Yeah,
times.
yeah. But don't be rigid. Test the waters, try something new, and then don't.
Softly. Please, if you are
Be
testing the
safe.
waters, don't mind Auntie Wemi that says
Be
she
safe.
test the water
Do
softly. Oh.
Test it in a reasonable manner.
If you are not the person that used to wear trousers before and you now decide to go and start wearing trousers, you're wearing what's that one? Low waist trousers. That is kọjá àyè orí kẹ̀kẹ́ o.
You can actually try things, your hand, try something new. Because even
something.
the globe itself is not on one spot.
Let's talk about this topic this morning. We're looking at women.
Yeah.
And our focus is on women who live for their children.
Yes.
I had the story of the Ooni of Ife's wife.
The mother,
Queen Naomi
Queen Naomi's mother.
Ogunwusi's mother,
Yes.
who said that
Right from time, my life revolves around my children. That was the word she used. She said right from time, her life revolves around her children. And then we could see the story. So she follows them everywhere they go to. She appears in their pictures. She's a part of their lives.
she's
their
a constant
relationships.
part of their lives.
Yes, and all. and all.
She's a constant factor in their lives. She's not just because whether you like it or not, your mother is always going to be a part of your life. But then when your
How
mother
about those who don't have mothers, or those who don't even have good
Parents
relationships
or
with
parents at all.
their mothers? We're talking women. Yes, we have people who don't have,
a cordial
good
relationship with their mothers.
So,
So, do you know that I've also discovered that people who do not have a relatively passable relationship with their mothers also replicate such bitterness in
yes,
most cases.
you're right.
So, unless you have an issue with your mother and you've dealt with it and you've gone beyond it, you're likely to replicate that situation in your child.
It's true. It's true. I think as women, we need to begin to discover ourselves and live our purpose
For ourselves.
for ourselves. Because I tell us, I
But
say,
then, when they call us irresponsible,
your results should cancel that insult. The result you come up with should cancel that. And one thing I want us to know is there's no woman that can live purposefully by living through his or her, her children or her child. Let's put it that way. Yeah, because it is lack of purpose
but then I
that
wonder,
makes a woman think I
For my
exist
children.
because of my
my
children.
children.
The reason being that number one, your life started, has been in existence before your children came in. Okay, and I've never seen somebody who dies and they buries the children with her.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
As a matter of fact, the children now begin their own lives.
So we need to get clarity, mental clarity of purpose of what we should be living for. Okay, I'm an advocate for children, safe and secured child, protected child. But I'm also saying, as an adult, especially the woman, you matter. Yeah, you matter. Your mental state matters. Your emotional stability is important. Okay, your look, all right, your personal life, your productivity matters. You see a lot of women, they claim they are living for children and they can't even take time to develop themselves. but you've forgotten that you are developing a life.
And that life is going to
And the
break away from
kind
you.
of children we are raising today, there is this level of selfishness in them that they use anything and everyone, and they have this entitlement mentality. It's their right. Okay, so we need to strike a balance
Now imagine that you've lived your life, all of your life, dedicated
Yeah.
all of your time
to
to
you know,
your child.
and you need to get to a point where you sit back with yourself, because where you are, your child will meet you and leave you. If you
And that's
have
exactly what my
if you have a B, if you are a graduate, okay, having first degree today is becoming pure water. Your child will have masters, will go further,
PhD,
will have and all of that. So what value are you adding to yourself while you are living in code for your child? So you need to get to the point where you bring yourself into the picture as well. I matter. Okay? As you are planning for your child, plan yourself. Okay? But not attached to that child. Because people who do that, at the end of the day, you tend to control your child. Okay? And then when you grow to some certain particular age, that's when you can't live off your children. And most times they become an extra baggage on those children. They begin
And
to
then the child
disturb their relationships, they disturb their lives, and they tell you, I'm taking care of my grandchildren or my child or something like that, all of those things. So
it's even good. One particular place that I think we should draw attention to this morning is the fact that you wake up one morning and apart from, thinking about what will my children eat, what would you do this? Do you have plans for yourself?
yeah.
Now, you have quite a number of mothers that their excuse, basically, for not living is that they have children.
Yeah.
So, now, the other part that now shocks me is the other women who also do not have children yet. Their excuse for not living
because I
is
want
that
to
they
have children. Now, there is a misinterpretation of the true essence of our lives as women.
Okay.
Our lives is not about childbearing. As women,
But then they tell you that you're not a complete.
they
I think
say
they
you
are
are
brought
not
up
yet a woman if you do not
have
have
a
a child.
child.
But you see, children is like a child is an addition. We pray to have children to be able to
mind
have
you, do not assume this morning that the reason we're having this conversation is because we don't have kids. We do.
No, a child is an addition, but it should not be what defines you. Your purpose should define you first. You are an entity. You are an individual.
A person, a complete
Yeah,
person.
and then you just want to give an expression, a right to survive, something like that, to another human being. And if you are not having that opportunity, you need to discover yourself and live for yourself. Then when you have the opportunity, you don't have to hang your purpose on children. Now, I'm not against we wrapping our lives around our child. But I'm saying don't be obsessive about it. Where everything about you is about the child. And at the end of the day, you expose and subject yourself to abuse, because you want to live for your child. I have seen women, okay, who say, I can do anything for my child. And, they subject their bodies to men because they want to cater for their children. It is not right. You are living off purpose. So we need to find our purpose in life.
But then, isn't there something you can do that would, with dignity?
There are a lot of things you can do with dignity. You can find your purpose in the world problem. The problems we have in this world on its
They are
own
numerous.
is enough for
never
you to
ending.
discover your purpose, and your world begins with your environment, your immediate environment. You look at it, what are the problems we have here? We have economic problems. You could start doing business. We have social problems. You could look at what you can correct to do it more officially. You have financial problems. You have lots of problems in our world, in our environment today that could help you to look at what to live for. Basically, you also have your pain in the past. Now, when I say you can find your purpose in your past pain, do you know that even the pain of childbearing, you can find purpose in it? Yes. Some people say when women, you now deliver your child, you forget the pain. Some people will tell you, my body is still cold though. I'm not here to warm after, you know, so,
Did you forget about it?
well, what I'm saying is
It's
this.
conditioned yourself to not remember.
Don't, as women, okay, you don't use that as an obsessive love to spoil the child and all. You use that as, okay, something, a reminder that I will not go through this pain in vain
And then
not
allow you
train
to-
my child. Because you see a lot of people, you are like, are you sure you are the one that gave birth to this child? Yeah, I've given birth to him or her. It's left for him to do whatever and all. So you can also
No, kò kí ń
find,
dùn àwọn kan o.
no, you know, some people have that grace of,
Sis, kò kí ń dùn
you
àwọn kan
know.
o. Some people have 5-6 kids, kò kí ń dùn àwọn kan. I'm not joking o, kò kí ń dùn àwọn kan o. Some people, they say they give birth like the Hebrew women. They just go to the, before you say wuru 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 wuru, they have delivered the baby. Just hear any baby sound.
See, the purpose
some people is like that.
of your life,
And
could
so
be,
they think that childbearing is the purpose for their lives.
the purpose of our lives as women could also be discovered in the pain of that childbearing.
Àti nígbà tí wàá wá dùn nǹkan.
That's just one of it.
But then if you live all of your life now for the child, and the child grows up and the child starts a life, isn't that supposed to be a fear for most women? What then becomes of you?
Exactly.
You have 2 children, both are boys, both are going to be are going to have wives, both are going to live lives, both are likely going to move thousands of miles away from you to have this life of theirs, and then you're going to be on invitation to their houses. You know, you say, I want to come around, and it's okay, grandma, I'm worry one next month, ending of next month, you know.
You know, one thing people don't know is that,
And then the woman starts falling sick.
see, we train our children, but you are training that child for somebody as well. Okay? So, you try as much as possible while you are training your child, train yourself, develop yourself too. Because anything could happen. Even if you do not lose the love of the child, you could be separated by distance. Won't you still exist? Won't you still live your life? You know, so as women, we need to be sincere with ourselves. I have heard some of my friends who tell you, my mom will not allow me rest. She's this, and at the end of the day, they start hiding things from you. And these are the same children you want to hang your life on. Then you don't know what you are doing as a woman. Find your purpose. That's what I'm trying to say.
Basically, if you don't have life, and you think your children are your life, I hear that statement too, and I think it's a two-way thing.
Or they say my children are
my life.
Let me say it the way they say it. My children are my call me like one mom.
My
Okay.
children are my husband.
If only you knew that they can't wait to have their freedom. Because one thing about children, human being,
you know, the children feel like, oh God, can this woman just leave me?
human being
like
get to a point where
alone?
you just get saturated. You want something else. You are the one in they started their lives with you.
They want
They
to move
want to
beyond
break
you.
away.
They want to move beyond you.
So-
You just become, and at some point, you're not even sure that you have become a burden to them. When they now begin to ignore your call, you're like,
And you know, around here as Africans, we have this, you know, this we hold tightly to
Clinginess.
children.
We're so clingy.
You're like, see, let it be. See, when you develop yourself to a point as a woman,
it is the clinginess.
it is your
you
child
call
that
it.
would now see the need. You know, I need this woman. I need her intelligence. I need her contribution.
And you know, most times it becomes also a standard for your child.
Oh,
Your child will choose friends who can contribute that level of intelligence and purpose into their lives. Your child will choose partners who can contribute much more, you know, into their lives because they are coming from a background where they have a mother who is a value-adding woman.
women, mothers should be, you know, value they must be valuable to the point that your child could also make you want a point of reference and then refer their mate to you. I know my mom, she will be able to help us solve
this problem.
It's not like you're holding on to them like, do you get it? Like they tell you, my children are my tomorrow. I'm not against that, okay? But around here, we have so much made it look like I suffer because of children. I am, going through this because of children, because of my children, and this, and you idolize them. But these are human beings.
And then when they now break away from you, what remains of your life?
But God forbid, what if they don't even live to succeed you? This, you don't have control over human lives and human behavior. So that's what we're saying. Let us find our purpose as women. Okay? Don't hang your life while you are, children. And that's one of the things I say, that even widows, okay? You hang your life because you get to a point. See, children will always want to leave. And what becomes of you?
You're lonely. You now begin to develop all kinds of ailments. You're now, even the children now that you're trying to protect and you're trying to prepare for life are now worried. You give them more burden.
Yeah.
Because you have refused to take charge of your own life.
So I have a vision for my life that my children will be mommy, please come and visit us now.
Remember us too.
Yes, we are. Let them run after you. When you get to a point, but that will not be possible if you do not have something you are going to bring to the table. Without
I know a
think.
woman who, whenever it's time for Omugo, she sent a nanny to her child's house. She just tells you that, I'm very busy. Go and look for a nanny. I'm going to. And no. She just sent a nanny.
She sent a nanny.
She pays the person. So apart from naming day, they don't used to see her. She's a career woman.
Well,
and she
that's her part.
And she just tells you, I'm sorry. And when she comes, you already know that a visit to your house cannot be more than 2 days. You already know. I mean, while I love my mother lives with me.
People who do, some of the people, that's an exception, really. Some of the people who do that, their childhood experiences have shaped them as well. Maybe they were abandoned, they were neglected, there is a fear of let me not end the way my mother ended, or I don't want to be afraid. I mean, I'm afraid of being abandoned in my old age. I've heard people who say, I'm taking care of my children so that my children can take care of me when I'm old. Okay.
And then at the end of the day, the children are all over the world and the mother is right here in Nigeria.
A child that will take care of you will take care of you.
Wherever the child is.
That's the word. So don't clog these children with this affection, and then you bury your life while you are pushing them forward.
You now place a demand on them.
We need to strike the balance. I'm for a balanced, raising a balanced child, okay? However, as you are taking care of people, physician, heal yourself as well. Focus on yourself. Because
imagine a doctor.
You stress.
Imagine a doctor who does not take care of himself and ends up falling sick.
Exactly. Even when you end up spending and you are spent, and it is now time for you to now start, to settle down and enjoy the fruit of your labor, and your health is no longer there, then it's as good as you've done nothing. So I just want to admonish women. Okay, you can find your purpose. Purpose is not a very big thing. Something small, something little, and then don't sound to your children. Don't make it look like you lolorumi. Do you get it? Now let me tell you something that happened before my mom died. We relating with her and all of that. I discovered that she got to a point in life where she started using air
for all of us,
for her children.
Kids.
You see, you will get to a point where let me use the word, you'll be at the mercy of your children.
You look up to them.
Do you get it? So let that compassion heart, okay, that compassionate heart, that softness in them, I think those are the things we should put in them, much more than saying, I want to go overboard because of them. Okay, your as a parent, okay, it is normal, and I pray that God will help. He will give us children that would be merciful towards us when we are growing. When you are old, the truth is, a child that will take care of you will take care of you. Even when you spend and you are spent, the one that will not take care of you in future will not care for you, because you don't know where their values